Hi, everyone, and welcome to Dose of Truth Tarot with me, Terry Anikitis. Going to do something different this week. It's been a strange month. My birthday was last month, and from in and around my birthday and solstice, there's just a grouping of days, things started to go a little dark. So, one of the things is my father entered into hospital by the end of the month, and I've been helping him out at the wee hours of the morning for like 8 to 10 hours a day. And it just happened that I could not get to do the weekly tarot. So thank you for your patience and sorry that I wasn't around. Now, I'm going to do something a little different, as I said. What I'd like to do is work with the image, the AI image that's behind me, the backdrop. So why did I select this? Well, it had come up and in the tarot weeks and weeks ago, and I used Grok to create this image. Now, usually the tarot, and here's Bird to be with us today. The tarot card, the tower, usually shows the tower being hit by lightning or light. It breaks the crown, let's say, or the top of the tower, and the tower um, drops a bunch of things like people, like concepts, like ideas. And sometimes you see a dove moving that brings peace. You know, he's not so much of a peaceful dove, but he definitely likes to chit chat with us. So we're going to look at that tower uh, as twofold. I mean, we're going to look at the tower as something that is breaking down, and you could imagine that it represents the body, mind, and our once the head is hit, uh, our concepts fly out. That's one image I've used, or one understanding that I've used over my lifetime. The other is, of course, the Tower of Babel and God turning, giving everyone different languages, so that they can't communicate as they were building this tower to reach to God, and believing, it's kind of the hubris and the arrogance of us as humans. I think all of those really are helpful for us to see why this tower has been following not only myself. Okay, that I wouldn't just bring this up because, oh yeah, my dad is in hospital, that's the reason I did this. No, it's because it was one person after another that went through some difficulty. But the interesting thing is that, yes, they've gone through difficulty, but most people have held up really strongly, which is where I see the flowers coming out. So that we go through this adversity and we are able to overcome it. So, what does this mean for us? Well, I was thinking that maybe when I went through solstice, I felt this energy, but I didn't give a hard enough kind of push on what was going on. So, since solstice brought us into summer, and we are nice and well into summer right now, what we can do to work through some of our conflicts, our problems, is to imagine that we are, well, each and every one of us. If you've got a difficulty, if you don't have a difficulty, this is not that you can stop listening now, unless you just want to know a little bit more about what the tower does and how we overcome and how we purify and how we go through difficulties. So that's fine, but it might not be for you if you don't have difficulty. But if you do have difficulty, the tower is a great card to meditate on. And when you think about it, lightning strikes. It's nature striking. You never know when that's going to happen. We could be puttering along in our lives and all of a sudden lightning strikes. I don't know about most of you, but I would say that most of us have had um, lightning in some form as a metaphor hit us. Yeah. It it can knock us out. It can wind us. It can push us down. Some of us, go down and we find it really difficult to get up. But then we find there are people around us who help us rise up and move. So I was thinking that this reading, or intuiting that this reading, is basically for the summer till we renew in September. So we could say that maybe some of us are in this process of renewal. You'll know who you are when you're in the process of, well, I went through something difficult, I'm coming out of it. Maybe some of you are going to go through something difficult. And you could say, well, why would you bring this up now? Well, I think I've seen the signs that for a lot of us, this is going to be difficult, and to allow you the understanding that there's hope, and that you can also go beyond hope, not just go, oh, I hope this goes away. You can definitely start to look around and see, where is my hubris? Where is my arrogance? Where do I think I know more than someone else? Where do I think um, I've got all the answers, yet my life is not working, it's falling apart? That is a great place to start. Now, I don't want to spread it to the point where you're like me, where I doubt every single thing. And, even when I come on here, I just doubt everything I'm saying. And of course, I, I trust in many ways that I'm saying the right thing. But there are times where I have so much I want to say. And of course, you need to be a little bit concise. You need to bring something to the table that people can pick up and understand. So there are a lot of things going on in my mind as I do this. And by the way, I don't write these things. I just do it straight up with intuition. So if you would just look at the image for a moment and just, it's a little fast, I find, but look at that lightning when it comes. Watch that lightning. So that lightning can be dangerous, but it also illuminates, number one. Number two, it can cause damage, and it does in the tarot. The lightning does cause damage to the tower. It knocks the tower, it knocks us over. So one of the one, it's terrible that my dad went into hospital, but one of the things that is so beautiful, that is flowering, is understanding myself in relationship to the person who brought me up all of my all of my younger years, the person who is my father. I spent a lot of time with my dad. I worked with him, but this moment really brought in understanding of who he is, the misconceptions in my childhood, misconceptions that other people had of my father. And now I get to see things a little bit more clearly. It is not, there's no absolution of any flaws. There is seeing the um, the misperception of those flaws, or misinformation of those flaws, confusion, because we don't know what somebody else is going through. We aren't in somebody else's body mind, yet they are our parents. And let's remember that many of the things that we need to break apart are things that occurred when we were tiny children. And the tower, for me, represents the individuation process that the young looks at. So to give you the sort of prediction, I think that since solstice, which was on the 19th, I think, of June, and all the way to, oops, well, we've got a little accident there. We've got, oh my goodness. All right. So it decided to break. All right. So I think all the way till we get to harvest time, that's autumn, we are going to be looking And it's those of you who don't want to look, that's fine. You don't have to look. Some of you might karmically have to look because that's what's happening to you karmically. So you don't necessarily have control over that. And those of us who have been looking, maybe this is the time where you're going to start to see yourself rebirthing. So that's our view of the next few months. We'll see what I tune into or anyone else helps me tune into for next week, and we'll see what's going to come up to give us a little more insight into the summer or that particular week. We'll see what happens. All right, everyone, have a great week, have a great summer, and I'll see you next week. Bye.